Matt Emroy back again. This is a video I've been hoping to do for a while, and it's a project I've been working on for the past couple of days, and I think I finally got it to the way I want it exactly. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, well, that's okay. For the longest time, I've wanted to have a dedicated backup machine. Basically, if somebody brings a computer to me and I have to wipe it for whatever reason, usually it has to do with viruses, either that or the hard drive is going bad and they need to have a new one put in, and I need to either ghost the hard drive or do a backup. I've wanted for the longest time to have a dedicated computer for that, and I've basically gone ahead and did that. What I have here is my good old Dell Dimension E310. Yes, this is the computer that was running Ubuntu 14.04, but I have since repurposed it. I found that I really don't use Ubuntu that much, and I really prefer Windows, so I said to myself, what can I use this good old computer for? Because it still is in good shape. There are no bulging capacitors, the power supply, all the hardware is in good shape. It's just, you know, on the old side. It's a Pentium 4 2.8 gigahertz hyper-thread, and it was designed for Windows XP. Actually, I can't even run Vista or 7 on here because the video card's not capable, and this particular model doesn't have a X16 slot, a PCI Express X16 slot, just has an X1 slot, and of course I'm not going to go ahead and spend $50, $60 on a cheap X1 card. It's just not worth it to me. So, what I've actually done is turn this again into my dedicated backup machine. Now, if you look on the front here, I still have the dual layer DVD burner. This is the original one that came with it. I believe it is a TIAC drive. This one is not a dual layer DVD burner, but it will burn single layer DVDs. I've actually taken out the faceplate here, and there is a reason for that, which I'll get to in a minute. Now, if you look down here, you're probably asking yourself, Matt, why do you have a SATA data cable and a SATA power cable sticking out here? Well, that's where the backup comes into play. Let's say I have a friend or a customer's computer come in and I need to do a data backup. Just let's say for argument's sake it's a laptop. Well, I don't actually have a, I don't think I actually have a, yep, I do. I have a hard drive here. It's not a SATA hard drive, so you guys are going to have to kind of use your imagination. But what I can actually do is plug in right from the front the SATA data and the SATA power cable, and I can actually let the drive sit there, and I can go ahead and do a data backup or a transfer to whatever. Now, if it's a small amount of data, I can just throw in a USB thumb drive right in front, and there are software programs out there that I use, and I can transfer the data from their hard drive to that USB stick. Or, of course, they have an external hard drive. I can go ahead and do that as well, because even though this is an older computer, you can boot from a USB stick and you can transfer without actually having to go into a specific operating system. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, Matt, what if you actually get someone who has a IDE hard drive? And believe it or not, that does happen from time to time. Well, if that is the case, and I hope I'm opening this up right, then I have a little bit more work on my hands. It's actually the other side on this one. If I need to do a backup on an ID drive, I have to take the case off, and I actually can just hook it up right here. I have an extra ID cable, and I have an extra 5-pin Molex power cable. Now, I think one other change I'm going to make to this, and it isn't going to be right now, is if you look down here, let me see. See, the problem that I'm having is in this particular motherboard, there aren't two IDE connectors. This down here is a connector for a floppy drive, and up here, let's see where it is. Right up here, you can see that's where the one and only ID connector plugs into the motherboard. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to search on eBay, and I'm going to try to find a IDE card, basically a PCI to IDE card that I can go ahead and stick in here and then run another IDE cable out the front here, so I could basically do the same thing. I can have the backups for my SATA drives, and up here there'll be backups for the IDE drives. But that's a project in the near future. Now, one other thing, I do have an 80 gigabyte, let's see what kind of drive this is. This is a Seagate Barracuda 80 gigabyte SATA drive. Now, one other thing I can do, I have another SATA cable. If for some reason the person needs me to do a backup but can't get me the hard drive right away, or they have an external hard drive but they can't get it to me right away, I can actually do the backup and I can back it up to this internal drive. That way their data is safe, because I've run into some circumstances where people will have a hard drive that's failing. They're worried about losing that data and they just want it backed up to make sure it's secure. So again, what I can do is back it up to there, and then whenever they get a chance to bring me an external hard drive or buy one and bring it to me, I can go ahead and back it up to that external from this drive. So this is something, again, I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I am so glad it's finally come to fruition. It really wasn't that much work, but it's like one of those things that you put on the back burner. Basically, if I've been doing backups, it's been with one of my main rigs, either my HP over there, my Dell, or my HP quad core. And to be honest with you, it's not a good idea to put customer information on your own system, because you never know if there are any viruses. And of course, a dedicated backup system which is not connected to my network is the best way to go, because I can run antivirus software, I can run virus scans, make sure that all their data is completely clean before it goes from this computer onto whatever media that they supply me with, again, whether it be a flash drive or maybe even an external hard drive. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.